Do you think the offense looks similar to what we saw this week, or do you think it opens up a little bit more now that it's a second start for Bajan?
That's a good question. I think it could have looked different on Sunday. Honestly, we went in. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like I thought I could have, like, based on the game plan, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a crap ton of balls thrown at me. It's funny how things work, and then like you get in the flow of the game, and you're like, okay, wait, we're beating them to a pulp. Like, just keep running the ball, and he was doing the quick throws, and that's just what was working. So I think it kind of depends on how they play us a little bit. I think we're gonna want to go in the game running the rock, and I think that's gonna stay consistent, and hopefully that we can just pound them for 5 yards a carry, and that's the way it goes, and that'd be awesome. But we'll see where it goes. I'm sure they'll make adjustments based off the tape that Tyson's got and try some things at him. But I think all in all, the philosophy of it is going to probably stay primarily the same.
No pressure because you don't care. Yeah, philosophy.
The philosophy.
No pressure because you don't care. You're all about W's. But I'm just telling you right now, I am taking the over on Kmet yards, whatever it is this week. That's what I'm doing. I think you and Bajan are going to have a moment.
Cool. I hope we just win.
I know.
I'm all about wins. I'm all about wins. Yeah, W's. That's all we're about. That's all we're about.
That's the teammates we're looking for.
Yep.
I love how no matter how many times I tell you players don't want to hear about fantasy and gambling.
Oh, I can't.
You still keep coming back to it.
I cannot stand. Okay, I do think if just to go on, I don't know if we have time, but
no,
we always got
just about fantasy. I think it ruins how people watch football. Yeah, because like what I was saying to you, like I think it goes into the media perspective of like your production and stuff, but like you can tell when who we can all tell on tape who's good and who's not and all that stuff, and I just think just because you don't put up crazy production numbers, like that's not necessarily your fault all the time. Maybe it's just how the game of the flow went, or like the situations or whatever it is. But I think fantasy can kind of skew so I had no catches. Like I didn't have a bad game. It was actually one of my better blocking games I've had as a pro, I thought. And I think that's how we look at things. We look at things in pluses, minuses.
I was going to say it's going to be harder for tight ends too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, well, and then I get, we get in situations too where if you got a premier rusher like we had, like we're gonna be giving chip help a lot to those guys. So that might take away from some of the routes you run, and but it's part of your job, and you do what you're told.
We all silly like the mayor.